This truck obviously was dirty when we first started out, and now it's still dirty because I didn't bring my scrubber. So I'm gonna go back to the house, get my scrubber, and I think what we're gonna do, we're gonna pull the race trailer out. And if you guys remember back in the day when we had the whole 717 thing going on, we would do the call outs, and I had my race trailer with my Camaro, bring it out, we'd do drag racing, and just kind of, it was a different time back then. And I mean, hey, you know what, a lot of things happened. There's a lot of things that changed in the world. A lot of people's channels were changed after that, and it's different now. But we're starting over. We're doing new things. We're doing, I don't know, it's just kind of just seeing where the journey takes us. And I never thought I'd be as much of a truck channel as it's ended up being, and I absolutely love it. I love trucks. I started off with the Camaro because that was kind of the community that I was more with at the time. But nowadays, like, yeah, I don't know, it's just, this has opened up new doors, and started with the Ram. Ram Rebel definitely got a lot of people that were never interested in my channel because I had Camaro stuff, and now I've did a whole lot with that, and we did a whole build on the Ram Rebel. I still love that truck, and we're still going to be doing more stuff with it. It's just, now we're into the diesel stuff. I got a Ford now. It's now the Ford people, so we have Chevy, Ram, Ford, just kind of keeping it interesting around here. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to be pulling the old school race trailer out. It's been sitting for like a year, and there's a bunch of green stuff growing on the side, and the Porsche's in there, our 98 Porsche Boxster, which hasn't started in a year. So I'm going to see how that goes, because that car usually doesn't like to sit with old gas in it. But we'll fire it up, we'll bring it out of the trailer, because, well, I really do like that car. It needs a little bit of TLC, probably gonna need a little bit of work here coming up, but I mean, I don't think that car is going anywhere. So we're gonna fix it up and make that thing awesome, because it is a fun car. I mean, it's a two-door convertible, and honestly, the prices of those things have been going up. Phone's banging around here, but prices of Porsches have definitely gone up, and they used to be dime a dozen, and now they're not, because a lot of people ruined them. A lot of people thought that they were gonna, you know, make them cool by doing different things to them. And with a Porsche, you don't touch it, you leave it. Even if it's a Boxster, I know they were the most affordable Porsche you could have bought, and that kind of gave, you know, some people are like, oh, everybody can afford that. But honestly, that car was like, it was in the high 50s back in 1998, and I don't know, I still think it's a cool car. When I was a kid, my uncle had one. That was like one of my dream cars. I was like, you know, if you had one of those, that was pretty awesome. And I still think that. I still love the lines on that car, and when I look at it, it's just, yeah, it's one of those things. Also, I don't know if any of you guys have had this issue either. The odd time I will get a tire pressure warning, and it just shows that none of the tire pressure sensors are working. I don't know if I'll have to go through the menu here, but let's see. Tire pressure monitor. Okay, so yeah, my front two are not showing anything. So it's something that happens every once in a while. These are just aftermarket ones that I got with these wheels. I don't know if that's the issue. My Rebel does the same thing, so just oddly it'll just lose connection with one or the other. The batteries aren't that old, so not sure why, but it's just one of those things that happens. So we do have the little S10 here, and honestly, this truck has had a sad life. It's been owned by people that just did stuff to it that they shouldn't have. They put a V8 in it, never ran right. It's just, yeah, it's kind of a mess, but it's a good spec. Like, it's a short bed. These ones are not all that easy to find. It is four-wheel drive. Somebody put a body lift on it, but as you can see, the frame is almost touching the ground. So without big tires and an actual suspension lift, that's really not going to do a whole lot for you. And it does have the red interior, a couple brown pieces. It is a manual, which is cool, which is going to be the reason why we can do something with this truck. We're going to be removing this engine and putting something else in here, making this kind of an interesting little project, because I mean, honestly, unless I find a good truck and probably trying to use some of the parts from this one, there's not really a whole lot I can do with this thing. And yeah, I mean, I just want to do something with it. Then over here we have a Pontiac GTP that we're waiting for Andy from Diablo Formula Racing to come get. he was over. We were playing around with drones, and then the transmission went on this car. So it's been here ever since. Andy, don't forget about your car. She misses you. And much like the new Super Duty needs to grow on us, we do have stuff growing on the race trailer. So definitely need to get this thing out of here, clean this thing up, because this is a nice trailer. Need to put a little air in the tires by the looks of things. And well, yeah, just need to get this thing looking good again. Another thing with the Ford Super Duty is we have the big 3-inch receiver hitch on the truck. So if you want to use a regular 2-inch, you got to use 2 adapters. I'm going to do this today. I'm going to put this on my Christmas list that I get a 3-inch hitch for this thing, because I'm tired of using adapters. I think it just doesn't look right. So here we have the Camaro. I have the Westies taillights back in. I just like the way the classic Camaro look, and then he did the black paint around the outside and then a satin on the inlays. It actually looks pretty awesome. Then I polished up the tips on it. We did actually put the permanent tire shine on too, which is pretty cool. It's an X-Forma stuff. I saw it on Instagram, I think. So I bought some of that, tried it out, and it actually looks pretty good. It took a couple applications. You really got to make sure your tires are clean. And well, obviously my tire stickers are a little dirty, but I cleaned them the best I could. Just makes the car look nice. I mean, you don't have to do tire shine all the time. You run through the rain, it washes it off. This stuff is supposed to stay on for like 2 years or something like that, or maybe even the life of the tire. Depends on how long you keep tires. But definitely love this stuff so far. It just keeps the car looking nice without having to always reapply. And I did it on the truck, but I don't think the tires were clean enough, and those tires are so big, so they're still not super shiny. But I'm gonna do another application on that, keep you guys updated on how that all goes down. And here's the race trailer, looking kind of like it came out of the bottom of a lake. Time to change all that. We're gonna make this thing look beautiful again. All right, we got the little cat jumper pack compressor doing its job. Get these pumped up. They weren't too bad, but definitely need a little bit of air. There she is, the old Porsche Boxster. I got my little marks here from the Camaro, so we know how to line her up just right. This, well, we're gonna see if she's gonna start up. I know when I've let this thing sit over winter before, it was not happy when I started it, but we're gonna give it a go. Now I know there's oil leaking and it's from 1998, but just to stand back and look at this car, just the lines of everything is just awesome. I just love looking at this car. And it does have active aero, which is also very cool. She needs a little love. And the last, actually, some of the stuff I need to fix is still from the Porsche dealership because, well, they weren't very careful when they had done some work on this thing, and now I have to fix it. Just another fight with the dealership. Gotta love it. All right, got that nice and tight. But we don't know, we should have juice. I mean, obviously it was charged when I left it. So let's see if we can get the rear to open here. On these Porsches, you hold it down. You should have actuation. Didn't seem to want to pop. Let's see. Sounds kind of weak. Sounds kind of weak. I don't know. I'm gonna get the jumper pack on, see what we got for voltage. So now, hopefully we didn't kill our jumper pack from filling up tires. Either way, it should tell us where we're sitting here. I'll have to throw a charger on it for a little bit. So you can see, no jumper pack with jumper pack. So definitely a little low on the juice. right, look at that beautiful red leather. Jumper pack is yelling at me. I'm not sure why. You guys wonder why the key is on the left on Porsches? It was because back in the racing days, you'd have to run to your car and you put your key in, and then you could put it in gear right away. So you didn't have to like start it and then grab the shifter, and just that little bit of extra time, Porsche felt that it was worth putting the ignition on the left-hand side. Just a little bit of Porsche stuff for you. Whoa! She's a little cold. She's a little old. Sitting for a whole year. Fired right up. Got a little tick going on there, but obviously the oil has not circulated in a while. Looks like we need some fuel as well. But 85,400 original miles on this thing, so we will just get her out. We do have an airbag light that was fixed by Porsche once, so just a couple little TLC things and old Porsche things. All right, so we got the Porsche in the shop, have the trickle charger on it, bring this battery back slowly so we have nice, good voltage for this thing. And I might check that connection as well, make sure that everything is nice and clean. But it is actually looking pretty good for after sitting for over a year in the trailer. And we'll get some fresh fluids in this thing, fresh gas, and get her purring again. Now we'll get some air in the tires on this trailer, get it all closed up, and we can start getting this thing scrubbed down and clean once again. All right, tires are inflated, and I gotta say, a lot of people, they park their trailers, they don't really think about them too much when they're parked, and maybe don't check their tire pressures before going on a trip, because you see more trailers on the side of the road with blown out tires. A lot of that's to do with, well, these tires sit a lot, and if they're low in pressure, they're definitely gonna blow out. They're checked with weather checks and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, just because they have tread doesn't mean they're any good. If I was going on a long trip, even with this trailer, these tires are from 2017, I would probably put new ones on. All right, so we do have a lot of green to blast off. I need to move the Jeep to get the pressure washer out. So we're gonna do this in 3, 2, 1. And YouTube magic is an amazing thing. If only it worked that way in real life. This was a lot of scrubbing, and you can see we still have a little bit of just the aluminum oxidization from the roof. Kind of runs down the side, but a little bit of compound that comes off pretty easily. So for a first once over, this is definitely a big improvement from what it was before. It used to look like, as you saw, like it came out the bottom of a lake. But while we have all our wash stuff out, I'm just going to go and do the Super Duty properly and get all the brake dust off of the wheels and just scrub this thing down, and then we'll have a really nice looking tow rig unit and not all dirty and disgusting like it was before. All right, so we got the trailer nicely spruced up, got the truck properly washed this time. Just needs a couple little details, maybe scrub the wheels up a little bit better. These are always tough to clean. You got to get in each and every spoke and all of that. But all in all, a good once over, and everything is looking a whole lot better than before. So after a whole lot of scrubbing, making this truck look beautiful, scrubbing the tires, getting all the brake dust off, and as luck would have it, I drove off the driveway and did that. And that happens pretty much every time I'm back in the trailer. It's just the way the angle is up there. You got to be like super far to one side, but I didn't feel like I was off the driveway, but as you can see, I was. Well, everybody, we're gonna end this one off in the garage. You can see it's dark outside already. We got some things accomplished today, and I think tomorrow we're gonna load up that GTP and we're gonna take it over to Andy's. It's December 1st tomorrow, so it's gonna be kind of like a Christmas gift to give him his car back without him having to come here and get a trailer and all that kind of stuff, just to make life easier for him. He can just get a transmission for it, put it back together, have his little daily commuter back together eventually, once he gets all that sorted out. But either way, at least it's going to be at a shop where he can work on it. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And as always, keep that hammer down.